See that sign right there? It used to say slow children. And so we knew that slower children lived there. So one of the modifications I'd like to make to this 1150 GS are to increase the size of the mirrors. They're pretty small, actually. But this is these are the stock mirrors that come on the 1150 GS, and I have been searching for quite a while now to find an alternative. And I came across one video that showed a modification, a slight modification, with transferring the mirrors from I think it was a K1200 to the 1150 GS, and the only modification that the guy had to make was that he had to grind off the housing on the left side mirror to accommodate this little switch right here, this kind of fake choke, the increased idle switch. Because that increased idle switch here pulls up this way and down, the switch itself takes up some space, and so he had to grind off the plastic housing at a wheel, the housing for the K1200 left mirror, to accommodate it. So that's not a bad thing, I guess. I just have to find a K1200 that's being parted out and grab the mirrors off there. I've asked Ted Porter, who runs Ted Porter's Beamer Shop in Scotts Valley. I asked him via a group that we're a part of on Facebook if he knows of anything. So far, haven't had a response. So, but that's one modification I'd like to make. Now, I adjusted the windscreen on this bike, the Z-Technic windscreen, the scalloped windscreen here, in an effort to try and decrease the amount of wind buffeting that I feel on my upper body and helmet. So I have a feeling it was already in its most upright position. I backed it down a little bit, just to test it out, and it's definitely worse. So I'm going to have to figure out some sort of modification, either via a setting or maybe a new windscreen altogether. So I'm going up to the post office to mail a letter. My youngest son Jay, who moved out recently, received an affidavit for potential membership on the grand jury, and at the Santa Cruz County. But it quickly became apparent when the actual application says you need to be able to devote 15 to 20 hours each week for a period of 1 year to the grand jury. So I don't know who has that kind of time. At 18 and a half years old, he doesn't. So we reviewed the form together today, and he checked off the appropriate boxes that disqualified him from the grand jury, from serving on a grand jury. He was really tempted to check the person deceased box, but I told him that would be perjury, and so it's probably not the best thing to do. But he thought it was an amusing response nonetheless. Can't say I blame him. So my little sleepy town of Aptos here, which I'm considering moving out of. I call it a sleepy little beach town because that's basically what it is. Ooh, big truck. You know what? I wonder if my package is on that darn truck. If that pulls into the post office, at least I'll know where it is. I ordered a new face shield, a tinted face shield for this helmet. And the tracking slip via the computer basically says that it left San Diego at 1 o'clock yesterday morning, or 1 o'clock this morning, and it hasn't been seen since. Yep, it is turning into the back of the post office. Look at that. That's where my package is. Wow. Looks like I'll be getting it tomorrow. Woohoo! All right, a quick mail of the letter. Let's see if I can find it here. Come on, there we go. All right. Pardon me. We go into the post office and it's closed, but that'll work. People look at you strange when you're talking inside your helmet. Of course, people look at me strangely anyway. See if I can't see that truck from here. Huh. Oh well. Well, that looks like, that means that I'll get my face shield tomorrow. And I'll be sporting this blue tint, kind of a blue mirror looking, at least I hope that's what it was, I've forgotten now. Jacaranda. So I kind of forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the jury duty thing. So that's the thing that I just, jury affidavit for the grand jury. That's what I just mailed for my son. So a bench warrant won't be issued for him. No, don't. Gee whiz. Guarantee you he's never been on a motorcycle before. If he had, he wouldn't have done that. Okay, that's not his fault. I was going way too fast. I just felt like I needed to blow out the engine a little bit. You know, sometimes these roads around here are just total crap. And there are times when I'll ride over something and I'll hear a pop. And I'm just always afraid that I'm going to look down and start to feel a wobble because of a flat tire. So back to modifications. The mirrors have to be larger. Definitely have to be larger. They're just not that big. I'd like to see more coverage. I don't know where some people learn to drive. I'm being very hypercritical today, so I apologize for that. So the mirrors, this windscreen setting, you know, this is probably about a $250 windscreen, and it's the right, you know, width for this bike, I guess, but I was reading up on it, and these scallops right in here, this side and over here, are supposed to direct the wind away from your body, but I don't see how that's how that's possible. Anyway, and the other modification is to get my ABS brakes fixed. I don't know what the hell happened. Well, I do know what the hell happened. When I bought the bike, they weren't operational. And the guy I bought it from used to ride this bike off dirt a lot. And he got tired of having to switch off the ABS and then reset it, which really isn't a big deal. But he had his mechanic permanently alter the switching somehow, the controls or the fuse relay or something for the ABS, and it is permanently off right now. I've tried all of these reset things with ABS up here on the handlebars, but nothing's worked. So I guess Brent and I are going to have to take a look at that. So what else? I need probably new tire on the back. I think the front tire is in great shape, but the back tire probably needs to be replaced. Fog lights are good. Headlights good. Probably need an oil change. Definitely need an oil change, so that's probably first on the list. Mirrors second. What it is, people just want to pull out in front of motorcycles. It's like, and I think that reinforces, or at least my theory applies. I think people who do that have never ever ridden a single inch on a bike before, and for some reason they resent those of us who do. And as you have seen, I'm not an aggressive rider. I don't take chances. I don't know if that guy's in trouble. Huh. You alright, dude? Yeah. Okay. Just adjusting the throttle. Oh, okay. Get a bike without a carburetor. So my YouTube buddy, Brent Whitney, aka Goat Cabeza, told me in a comment on my last video that he just got a KTM 1190. Goat Cabeza, I can't wait to see the walk around. Put it up, bro. Really looking forward to seeing that. I love this roundabout. It used to be a four-way stop, and now it's a no-way stop. Everybody has a yield sign. Everybody's getting the hang of it. It's very cool. Finally, the U.S. is catching up. All right, and because I have nowhere better to go on St. Patrick's Day, I am going home.